Hey everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a speed build. This speed build is my attempt at replicating the beach house that Emily lives in the, I believe it was ABC's drama, Revenge. Revenge has been over for a few years now. I don't even actually remember when it ended, but I loved Revenge. Revenge was this show on ABC. It was about this girl named Emily Thorn who moves into this beach house right next to this mansion, and essentially it's her getting revenge on this family that destroyed her life. So her real name's not Emily, spoilers, it's Amanda Clark, and this next door family, why am I forgetting their names? The Graysons, they destroyed pretty much Amanda's life. So she buys with her money, because her dad, definitely was not poor. They lived in the Hamptons, so he was able to leave her some money when she turned 18 after he went to jail for a crime he didn't commit. And while in prison, he was allegedly murdered. So she buys this new identity years later and moves into the house next door with the plan to destroy them. The official bio here on on Wikipedia says wealth, beauty, and status define people who live in the Hamptons, but one woman seeking revenge could destroy it all. Emily Thorne lived in the Hamptons until an incident ruined her family and their reputation, forcing them out of town. Years later, she's returned to her old neighborhood, blending in with the citizens and making friends, not letting on that she has lived there before. In an effort to right some of the past wrongs, she plans vengeance on those who wronged her and her family, and she doesn't care at what cost. And part of the reason I loved this show was something happened like every episode. You know how like some shows, they like really drag things out for whole seasons. Pretty much almost every episode something happened. It was very dramatic. It went on from 2011 to 2015. And what I also really loved, it really was a show that was really interested in kind of exploring ideas of like morality, what's right and what's wrong. Because you see, you agree with Emily in her perspective. You think that, she hasn't, you kind of feel for her and you're like, is she in the wrong? Is she in the right? Like, it gets a little messy at times. It's definitely one of those shows that's like, hey, it's a little, it gets messy, y'all. And that's just one thing I always just really loved about this show. So I decided, I was thinking, because I wanted to build, I was just kind of thinking, is there anything from this I could build? Originally, I think I could build the Graysons Manor, because I build a lot of big homes. I was like, I don't really want to. And I was thinking, I want to build the beach house. And let me tell you, this was a lot freaking harder than I thought it would be. So the beach house, from what I understand, there's images online of an actual beach house, but then the majority of the set was a green screen. So even the house itself, I was watching all these behind the scenes, so I was like, dang, there isn't like a real definitive floor plan that would really match the show. And that definitely I don't know, it definitely kind of messed with that, and I definitely did struggle a lot about what I was gonna do, what I was gonna watch. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm also trying to read the Wikipedia page here too. Probably should have done that before I started recording, but whatever. So I loved Revenge. I was so into it. I loved the drama. I loved the different, just kind of like how messy it could get. It was, for a messy bitch like me, it was the show. Now, so fun fact, I never watched The Walking Dead, and the reason for this was it was on the same time as Revenge, and they literally Revenge, if I believe correctly, started maybe a week or two after The Walking Dead started. So, and I decided, no, I want to watch this one instead. So if you've ever wondered why I've never talked about The Walking Dead, or have any, it's because I watched Revenge instead. And I mean, some of my friends are like, well, that was dumb of you because now Revenge is over and The Walking Dead is still going on. I'm like, yeah, but everyone who watches The Walking Dead tells me they hate it, so I think I picked the right decision. But my official like kind of feelings is the very first 2 seasons and most of the 3rd season, really good, very captivating. And then like the second half of the 3rd season was like, all right. And then the 4th season, the last one, is definitely the worst. And I feel like this happens with a lot of TV shows. The last season just ends up being garbage. And like, there's nothing you can really do about that. It is what it is. And part of it has to do with, definitely with this show, they knew it was, I don't know if they planned to end it. I don't think it got canceled because it got very well reviews and ratings while it was on. So I don't think they were like, oh, you're being canceled. I think they decided that they wanted to end it. Yeah, just according to the Wikipedia page, it said Revenge ended after 4 seasons on ABC, with the final episode ending on May 10th, 2015. The series finale was watched by 4.80 million viewers. On August 4th, 2015, ABC announced the possibility of a spin-off series. And I guess, this I did not know, of November last year, it was announced that a sequel series of the same title was in the works, which I'm interested. Will it be about Emily again, or will it be about a different character? Because like there's so much things they could have done. There's like so many interesting characters that, you know. So the main cast, so Emily Thorn is played by Emily Van Camp, who I guess she was on Days of Our Life. Is that what that show's called? I don't know. It's some soap opera a lot of people watched that I didn't. Madeline Stowe played Victoria Grayson, who is like the matriarch of the Grayson family. I don't know who Madeline Stowe is, but she was really good in this, and I guess she's a well-known like soap opera actress, so like good for her. She did really well. Gabriel Mann played Nolan Ross, who was another like one of the best main characters in the show. Great LGBT representation also. Loved it. One thing I don't know who he is. Henry Chernanzi, is that how you pronounce it? Played Conrad Grayson, and he was the patriarch of the Grayson family. And I've only seen him in one other thing, and that was a horror movie that came out last year, Ready or Not. And he like, it was like weird too. I was like, oh my god, I know who that is. Ashley Madowicke, I think that's how you pronounce the last name. She was in it. She left to go play in a different TV show that I think got canceled. Josh Bowman, who is actually Emily Van Camp's real life husband. They married last year, I think. He played Daniel Grayson, and he had a great story arc. Loved him. Connor Paulo, who was in a few episodes of Gossip Girl. He was oh my god, whose younger brother was he? No, he was why am I forgetting her name? I've watched Gossip Girl 3 times. I should not be forgetting anyone's names. He was the little brother of, I mean, I can't even remember the actress's name. Ryan Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively. I forget what her character's name was. I don't know how I'm blanking on her name on the show, on Gossip Girl right now, but her little brother, the one who like tried to commit suicide in like the first season. So he plays a main role in the first season, and then I'm not gonna keep going over the whole list, but it is a pretty great show. There is one weird, like the last season introduces a bunch of like weird characters that you're kind of like, whomst. But you know, let's go to reception. The pilot episode has been met with generally favorable views with a 66 out of 100 score on 20 media reviews. Metacritic. Dorothy Rabinowitz of the Wall Street Journal praised the series writing of the arrival of one pure and unadulterated drama about passion as old as man is something to be celebrated, blah blah blah. People just like him. Like I said, I just really liked it because like something always happened every week, and even though I love long dramas that like span out over years, there was something nice about like the immediate gratification of watching something happen like every episode. To put this in context, I was also watching this while I was watching Pretty Little Liars for the first time because they were airing around the same time. Anyone who watched Pretty Little Liars can tell you that show went on for years and it never paid off. That show was, I'm still salty about Pretty Little Liars. I tried watching the spinoff. I got bored. Honestly, I haven't even tried rewatching. So that's a lie. So I've seen all up to I think like season, I don't know, one of like the second to last season. I watched on real time on real TV, and then I stopped when I went to college. And then when I went to after the show ended, it all got put on Netflix. So then I watched it all from there, and I started from the beginning. And wow, I don't think I could rewatch that show. Revenge, I haven't retried watching. Maybe I would enjoy it still. I'm a little afraid because I feel like anytime I rewatch a show I liked in high school, wow, this was that long ago. I've been out of high school for a very long time. But anytime I try to watch a show that I liked in high school, I end up going, ooh, this isn't good. Anyways, about the speech. So here I'm in the interior of the house, struggling a lot. Like I'm looking at pictures, realizing there's a bump out in a lot of the photos of the actual house on the right side if you're looking from the front. That doesn't match up with any of the pictures on the inside of the house, and that has to do with all the pictures of the inside of the house are from the set they built. So like the pictures of the house from the outside, because it was a real house that they were, I guess, basing it off of, like none of it like exists. So I struggled a lot, and this is why I don't generally like to do, or I try not to do exact replicas of homes, but I can't help it. I love it. It's so much fun. This is one of the few I've done so far on this channel. I wonder how many there are, because I've built a lot on my own that I haven't posted because they aren't good. And within my save file, I know there's a few. It's like one of the things, when my save file's done, I'm going to try to like market it as like, look, we got homes that you might know from X, Y, and Z. Like, for example, I did the Addams Family house, which that's actually a build I'm very proud of. I don't know if anyone else likes it. I did the Gilmore Girl house, which that's another one I love. Another great show. Oh yeah, I did the Omega Beta Zeta house from Scream 2. That one was super fun. I did the Sanderson sister house, which that one also was another hard one because there is no like online floor plan. Like the home doesn't exist, and like the few shots of it is like very like a really ugly CGI world. And is that it? I'm just like actually quickly scrolling through my YouTube videos and like, did I do any others? I don't think I did. And if I did any before that, it probably wasn't good. Well, I guess I did build Notre Dame, which I've been struggling with whether or not I'm gonna keep my Notre Dame build because I updated it recently. To make it a little bit more accurate now that we have some better things in The Sims 4, and now that I also am a little bit better at building and have some better like things in my tool belts that I thought if I could do. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it just because it is so big and hard to render. I would feel bad if anyone who did download it was like, I can't go to this lot, it breaks my computer, and I'd be sorry. Not my intention, but also I spent way too much time on it to I feel like just toss it. So we'll see. Oh, and then I just found the first build on my channel that I did that was inspired by a real life his thing, and that was I did the house by the railroad build, which was inspired by the painting by the 1925 painting by Edward Hopper, also by the same name, and I built that in Strangerville. I actually still really like that build. I also recently updated that because now that I'm better at floor plans, I went in and I fixed that mess. That's a problem. I have so many older homes that I've built, or older builds, that now that I'm putting together my save file, I'm going, ooh, do I want this in there? And then I look at it and I go, ooh, this floor plan, like the outside will look great, and I go on the inside, I'm like, why is this floor plan awful? And I feel like that's because I'm so interested in like the aesthetic, and then I get on the inside, I'm like, oh no, no. So anyways, back to this build. This build actually was super fun now that I'm getting to the point here where I actually know what I'm doing, and it's starting to actually come together and feel like the actual home. Like this, she has a staircase like this in the show. There's, I'm putting down some of the furniture, which you can't do like exactly what the furniture is like in the show. Also, another thing in the show, I never understood where Emily's room was when she was a little girl. So I just kind of built one here next to the fireplace. Not really sure if that's where it goes. It might supposed to be on the second floor, but on the second floor, I ended up just putting the master bedroom and a bathroom, and then like this really big kind of ugly hallway space, which I'm not super proud of, but like I said, it was really hard to think of what to do. It's hard when there are no definitive images, so I did my best. You can definitely download this off the gallery. I forget what I named it. I'm pretty sure it's named something like Emily Thorn House, Revenge House. I don't know. It'll be in the description or on the title. Wow, I never thought I'd be one of those people who did not know the name of their own build before doing a voiceover. This is a messy voiceover. Sorry about that. But I'm also just reading some more about Revenge. And did not know this, Revenge became ABC's highest rated series on Wednesdays, in the Wednesdays 10 p.m. slot since Lost. Don't know if that really means anything. When I first read it in my head, I was like, wow, that's great. But now I'm like, oh, Wednesday slot. Is that like an important slot? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV, which is like funny to some people, like, especially now that I'm a little bit older, I don't put on the TV as much. I used to put on, even just like last year, every Friday, I'd put on like Ancient Aliens or something just to keep myself distracted, like to have some noise in the background. But I've just gotten like so bored. And like I really don't care about having that like sound, that background noise. But who knows? We're probably, so as you see here at this point in the build, I'm just putting down like a lot of furniture, really like finally getting, like it's starting to come together, starting to feel like it's supposed to feel. It looks how it's supposed to look, so I'm pretty happy about that. Oh my god, I just found the article. Revenge sequel series in the works at ABC. Fan favorite character to return. What does that mean? What is this? Oh, there's like some ad that looks like it's part of the article talking about like Grey's Anatomy sucking, and I'm like, what's happening? That's a really either ingenious or poor marketing strategy. ABC isn't done getting revenge. The network is developing a follow-up to the 2011 through 2015 drama, which hails from the original series creative team, according to our sister site, Deadline. Oh, I didn't know. TV Line and Deadline, sister sites. Makes sense. The potential series, which will reportedly also be titled Revenge, will follow a young Latina immigrant who arrives in Malibu to exact revenge on a pharmaceutical dynasty that caused the quote-unquote murder of her biochemist mother, the destruction of her family, and a global epidemic. Oh, wow. Raising the stakes. Interestingly, the protagonist will be guided by one of the original show's fan favorites, though the identity of that character has not yet been determined. The original series creator, Mike Kelly, will serve as executive producer on the new project, as will Joe Fazio, who wrote and produced multiple episodes during the show's initial run. Per Deadline, the sequel series is in early stages of development and no actors are currently attached. Revenge, which ran for 4 seasons on ABC, starred Emily Van Camp as Amanda Clark / Emily Thorn, a young woman who came to the Hamptons to exact revenge on the Graysons, a wealthy family that betrayed her and her father. Interesting. I do actually like that. That little tidbit that we got there. I like that. Really raising the stakes. So, I don't know. So if you haven't watched Revenge and are interested, you can, I think it might be on Netflix still. If it's not, then I'm sorry. It was on Netflix at some point. If not, I think you can watch it on the ABC Family website, which, I mean, I don't know if you have to like log into your like your like service provider email or whatever. But I'd definitely say you can watch it. You won't be bored. Even if, like, there definitely are times where kind of like, now that I'm thinking back, that you're a little like, sure, Jan, seems like believable that just happened, but I'm kind of fine with it. Like, I'm not like one of those people who gets like caught up when like dramas aren't super realistic, because I'm like I'm not watching this for real. I'm watching this for escapism. Oh my god, now that I'm watching over my speed build, I just realized something I could have done to make the upstairs so much better, so I apologize severely. I'm seeing now where I could have fit in another bedroom and made the bathroom a little bit bigger, or at least a little bit better and like less empty upstairs. Hindsight really is 2020, I guess. Anyways, but yeah, like I said, if you want to watch Revenge, I definitely suggest it. You won't be bored. Like I said, it's very entertaining, and you definitely do get you get like even attached to like the villains of the show. I guess it goes to show that there really aren't any real villains in it, which is weird to say, because like there definitely are like bad people in it. But I think it's one of those shows that like goes to like show you that like sometimes like people just make mistakes, and what you do about those mistakes, I guess, is like what defines you as a person. And also for like, I guess like I feel like when I think of ABC dramas, I don't think of them being super nuanced. I don't think of, and maybe that's because I don't watch enough of them. I like watched a few episodes of Grey's Anatomy and I was like, oh, I guess it's interesting. I don't think I've really watched any other ABC dramas. But there's something about Revenge that was super nuanced, especially in some of the ways it talked about just like how characters and their motivations. Oh, I just like looked up ABC dramas. I never watched How to Get Away with Murder, but I've heard super nuanced. I haven't watched it, so I guess I can't really. See Blackish, which I've seen a few episodes here and there. It seems funny enough. I've watched a lot of video essays of specifically black people talking about like why they don't love Blackish and Mixed-ish, and like the other like spin-offs of that show. So I think that's super interesting and like important to think about. Good Doctor, haven't watched that, but I hear people like it. Goldbergs, oh my god, I've seen a few episodes of the Goldbergs. I don't think it's funny. Sorry, not to offend anyone. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I've watched a few episodes. It's alright. It's definitely like not awful, and it's fun. But as far as like when it comes to the MCU, I'm not like that involved in it. I mean, I am involved in the MCU, but I'm not very involved in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Bachelorette, yeah, super nuanced. Once upon a time, I never got into it. I saw a few episodes here and there, and I just kind of like, I don't know. Oh, I've seen them. I don't hate the middle. I think it's funny, but I don't love it. I don't know. It's just like one of those shows where I'm like, it's okay. Like, I'll watch it and I'll be entertained, but I don't ever seek it out. I'm not like, oh my god, we have to put on. We gotta put it on in the middle. Like, no, if it's on TV and other people are watching, like, sure. One Life to Live, don't know what that is. The Practice, My So-Called Life, Whomst. Never saw Lost. Brothers and Sisters. I feel like I hear moms talk about that. That and All My Children. Ugh. Full House, I guess, is a good. Is that a drama? Guess, I don't know. I watched it when I was younger. I haven't really watched it since. And then Roseanne. Oh, good old Roseanne. That show's fucking dead. R.I.P. That's what you get when you tweet racist stuff, I guess. Roseanne's like one of those shows where, like, I watched it when I was younger and I thought it was funny. I haven't, like, since watched it. And then, like, when Roseanne, the actress, was, like, being all crazy on Twitter, and then she got, you know, her show canceled and stuff, I was like, girl, just calm down. Like, it's, like, hard to feel bad. You know? Anyways, I don't want to make this super, charged. But, this whole voiceover has been a mess. I've barely talked about what I'm building. I've talked about the show a lot. And then I went on some tangent about other, I'm like, what a mess. Anyways, here we are, we're up in the master bedroom. And, you know, I'm just throwing down some furniture. I put in this easel in here because in the show, Emily, in like a few episodes, at the end is like seen painting. So it's like definitely like an interest of hers. That's like one of those things, like, I feel like the show just threw it in to like be like, she's a dramatic, tragic soul. And like, yeah, I ate that shit up. There's like this song called The Riverside. I forget who it's by. It's like by Agnes something. That song plays when you see her painting in her house, and it's like this drum. It's like near one. It's in the first season at the end of the episode. I think about it a lot because I'm just like, how angsty. I love it. I love the angst. Sorry, that like literally was such a pointless tangent. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up. Bye.
series Revenge, coming Wednesdays this fall, 10/9 Central, to ABC.